What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We've got a little bit of a different kind of video. Rather than break down a game, we're going to take a look at the 2022 NFL Draft and first round prop bets that are available tonight. There are three in particular that stood out to me as you kind of look at the mock drafts that I was scrolling throughout the day today. It kind of dawned on me that there were a couple good value plays that are available on certain books. So the first one is going to be Daxton Hill under 28.5. So this means Daxton Hill is going to get picked either 28th or earlier on in the first round. I think if you take a look at all three of the mock drafts that I have, I'm scrolling through, you'll see that Daxton Hill is projected to be drafted before that 29th pick. So that would hit in all those scenarios. I think Daxton Hill is the second best safety in this draft behind Kyle Hamilton. I think he's got a lot of good skills and traits and was very productive in college. But I think the value here is great. At minus 114 is what I've been able to find it at. It may have changed. The odds are changing all day. I also acknowledge that mock drafts aren't the most reliable thing, but it's just a player that I really like given the number of 28.5. I think Daxton Hill is going to go before that. The second one is going to be Malik Willis under 13.5, and that's at plus money. At the time that I found it, again, odds could be changing, but I was able to find it plus money. I think every year without fail, there's a quarterback trade or a team that trades up for a quarterback that they reach for, or they need a quarterback so bad that they're willing to move up. I think that might be the case this year. I do think there are a couple teams that might pick him without trading up. I think the Seahawks and the Falcons are two teams in the top 10 that could be potential suitors for him. Again, I think the Lions could be too, but I think 2 is a little bit too high. Maybe if they trade down, then they might be able to get him in the middle to, early teens, but I don't know if that would fit this bet. This bet is assuming that one of three things happens. The Falcons take him at 8, the Seahawks take him at 10, which the Seahawks just traded Russell Wilson, so they're looking for a new quarterback, and the Falcons just traded Matt Ryan, so they're also looking for a new QB. And then the third option is that someone trades up to avoid the Steelers picking him later on in the first round, or potentially the Saints picking him at 16. I just think he's going to be the first quarterback taken. The only other quarterback that could be taken before him is Kenny Pickett, and I don't think Kenny Pickett's going to be the first one off the board. So in terms of value, I think Malik Willis under 13.5 is pretty good value, and if you're feeling good about the NFL draft and have a good idea of what's going to happen, or at least you think you have a good idea of what's going to happen, I would suggest taking this. And then the third one's going to be Evan Neal under 5.5. So he'll be picked in picks 1 through 5. Got that at plus 182. So again, another plus money pick. I'm guessing it's still plus money since it was fairly good odds. I think Evan Neal is the best tackle in the draft. He was projected to be the number 1 pick for a while, but the Jaguars then decided they wanted to go edge rusher, and then Aiden Hutchinson, Trayvon Walker, Kayvon Thibodeau all came into the mix. But there are a couple teams early that are going to look to protect their quarterback. The Texans are one in particular, possibly the Jaguars, and then the Jets could also, because they're going to look to protect Zach Wilson, who they grabbed last year, and Mekhi Becton may not be with the team for much longer. Also, New York is a possibility at 5 with Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. They might want to build up their offensive line to protect those two. But I think there's plenty of value there. I think he's going to be the first offensive tackle picked. I believe in 2 of the 3 mock drafts that I was taking a look at, he is picked in the top 5. Again, not the most reliable thing in the world, but I think there's going to be 1, maybe 2 offensive tackles picked in the top 5. So even if he isn't picked first, I think he'll go. But again, I'm not able to predict the future. Who knows what's going to happen? There's always crazy things that happen on draft day. But I think it's a good value at almost plus 200. So I think it'd be something to, put a little something on if you're looking to get a little bit more excitement out of the draft tonight. So just to recap, the plays that I'm looking at tonight are Malik Willis under 13.5, Daxton Hill under 28.5, and Evan Neal under 5.5.